is Tuesday, May 28th. This morning, our invocation will be delivered by Elder Wendell Brantley, Associate Pastor of More Than Conquerors Faith Church. And if she comes in, our Pledge of Allegiance will be led by Counselor Crystal Smitherman. If you're willing and able, please stand.
Good morning. We ask that you bow your heads. My name is Wendell Brantley from More Than Conquerors Faith Church. We do bring you greetings, and it is a high honor to be here this morning to do this prayer in the absence of our mayor, his administrative assistants, also the president of the council, and all the other council members. I am delighted to be here. Bow your heads with me, if you will. Father, in Jesus' name, God, we thank you for this opportunity. God, as we come and we embarked upon this prayer for this great city, we ask your blessings on this meeting today. God, not only that, but we ask for the wisdom of God that surpasses all understanding. We pray for a spirit of unity today. God, that we'll come together and be on one mind and on one accord, that it will be for the betterment of this city. For we know that Birmingham is not a city that has been forsaken. But, oh God, we thank you for the blessings of God. We are a blessed city. We are a prosperous city. We thank you for new avenues that are opening up for this great city. We thank you for economic development. God, we thank you, Lord, for all of the bountiful blessings that it will flow into this city. We come against crime. We come against everything that's negative, and we speak positive things into this great city. We thank you for our leadership. Lord, give them the mind and the direction on where we should go and how we should do it. And, oh, Father, I thank you right now for everything that you're going to do in advance. Now we pray, Lord, for the blessings over this city, and may God keep us and protect us. Lord, we come against a crime that is trying to resonate in our city. Pull down every stronghold, and we bind the hand of the enemy today. And God, we thank you for everything you're going to do. And for everything that's going to be accomplished, Lord, we'll give you the praise and the honor and the glory. And as we end this prayer, Lord, we thank you. May the Lord bless us. May the Lord keep us. May the Lord make his face to shine upon us. And may the Lord give us peace. And may the Lord write his name above our name and give us eternal rest and peace and prosperity in this great city. And we thank you for it all. In the name of Jesus we pray. And let every glad heart say amen. Amen. God bless you.
Good morning, Mr. Clerk. Could we please have the roll call?
Councilmember Abbott.
Present.
Councilmember Clark.
Present.
Councilmember Moore. Morning, sir. Councilmember Smitherman. Councilmember Tate. Morning. Councilmember Williams. Councilmember Woods. Good morning. Good morning. Council President Pro Tem Alexander.
Good morning, President.
Good morning. President O'Quinn.
Present. All right. This morning, Council, we have the minutes from the February 20th, 24 and February 27th, 2024 meetings. There are no additions or corrections. We'll consider motions to approve those.
Second, Councilmember Pro Tem Alexander, and Councilmember Moore. All in favor, let it be known by saying aye.
Aye.
All opposed, say no.
All right, those minutes are passed. The minutes are not ready for March 5th, 2024 through May 21st, 2024. Can communications from the mayor's office.
Yes, sir. Good morning, Mr. President. Good morning, Madam Pro Tem. Good morning to the members of the council, to the members of the public, all of those under the sound of my voice. Just a few brief updates from the mayor. First of all, we want to salute Birmingham Southern's baseball team. They're going to the World Series. As Birmingham Southern College's tenure sadly comes to a close this week, the BSC baseball team is not done yet. The Panthers are headed to the Division III College Baseball World Series in Eastlake, Ohio on Friday, May the 31st. We're asking that everyone join them tonight for a World Series block party send-off at 5:30 p.m. at Tasty Town, which is located at 1614th Street South. There will be music, food, and drinks. The BSC story is not done yet. Let's cheer them on to victory. Yes. Magic City SIPS kicks off tomorrow. The City of Birmingham's Department of Innovation and Economic Opportunity is once again hosting its citywide event series, Magic City SIPS. The aim of this initiative is to highlight Birmingham's thriving hospitality industry by encouraging residents and visitors to support area restaurants and bars throughout the summer months. SIPS officially kicks off tomorrow, May 29th, and will run every Wednesday from 4 to 7 p.m. through August the 28th. Participating bars and restaurants will host their own happy hours, highlighting SIPS-specific drinks and food specials. For more information on how to participate in Magic City SIPS 2024 and to discover the list of participating businesses, please go to www.magiccitysips.com. Also, Food Truck Friday. On Friday, May the 31st, the community is invited to Food Truck Friday in front of City Hall on Short 20th Street from 11 a.m. to 2 p.m. There will be music and lots of your favorite food trucks, so please, everybody, come join us. Just a couple of more updates, Mr. President. As a weekly reminder, all single-family residents are now under the same uniform cart system. If you have any questions or concerns, please go to www.birminghamal.gov/pickup. And also, the City of Birmingham will continue to keep residents informed about bulk trash pickup with daily updates online at birminghamal.gov/bulk trash. Mr. President, Madam Pro Tem, members of the council, that concludes the mayor's report. Thank you.
Thank you, Chief. At this time, without objection, we'll suspend the rules for presentations. First up, we have Ms. Katie Wiswall from the Urban and Community Forestry Partnership. She's the coordinator for that program for the Alabama Forestry Commission. Good morning.
Good morning, and thank you so much for allowing me to present today. For those of you who aren't aware, Birmingham has been participating in the Arbor Day Foundation's Tree City USA program now for 31 years, but when you turned 30 last year, you got some really cool swag that I've been wanting to present to both the mayor's office and to the council just to celebrate. Sometimes we only hear about trees when something disastrous happens, but they're a huge benefit to a city of any size, especially to a city as large as Birmingham, because trees, they reduce crime. And I have statistics, I only have 5 minutes, so I won't give you any of those, but they improve healing, test scores, they slow traffic. They're a huge boon. They're an investment just like any other piece of infrastructure. But I have with me today Randall Smith from your own Public Works Department. He's your city arborist, and he's in charge of all the trees in the city. He's been doing a fantastic job, and I want to show you what you get, okay?
Okay, awesome.
I always do this upside down because that's my superpower. I guess if we're showing the council. All right. Sorry, y'all. So you get a sign that says 30 years, a flag that you can fly. This flies usually outside Randall's office in the Public Works Department. Right. He and the Keep Birmingham Beautiful folks work hard on keeping y'all in the Tree City program, and you get these Coolio street signs.
Nice.
Very nice. Strategically covered my face, didn't I? And the stickers will show how many years you've been a Tree City. So these will soon change to 31, but the 31s are pretty cool because they're yellow. And so I'd just really like to thank y'all for participating, to congratulate you for good work, to encourage you to continue to support your city's green infrastructure and especially your trees. So thank you.
Thank you very much.
If you have any questions, you can ask me, but I'm trying to not use my 5 minutes.
Counselor Abbott, do you have any tree appreciation comments?
Yeah, I do have tree appreciation comments. I'm happy to see both of y'all. Mr. Smith, you've changed so much that I almost didn't,
Great, you know, I
almost,
started, this is my 30th year with the city, so kind of matching the hair.
I'm working on it.
Oh, okay.
Anyway, I just wanted to say how appreciative I am of the care of our trees, but I do so much wish that we would get back to having a tree planting program in Birmingham like we used to have. Maybe we can get some help, because we used to allow our neighborhood associations to have 30 free trees if the neighbors would plant them. And that program went by the wayside under some mayor that I don't remember, and, or I'm trying to forget. So we really need to get that started again, because our neighborhoods, we lose a lot of trees, but we don't replace them. So I'm happy that we're a Tree City USA, but we better get with the program or we
Well,
won't
right,
be.
trees are like people, they get old and they die.
They do.
And you do have to replace them. And I know that the city nursery does have some larger trees. The Forestry Commission does a tree giveaway in every county every year, but they're little saplings. They're really not appropriate for your neighborhoods because they get weed whacked because they look like weeds.
But you know, we used to plant those little
Oh, yeah.
sprigs.
And you're welcome to, I'll give you Tim Roberts' number. He's our county forester for the Forestry Commission, and he'd be happy to make sure you get some of the allotment this
Okay,
coming
well, we need to get
February.
connected up, because Birmingham, all of us in our neighborhoods need to plant more trees, because you're right, they fall down. Some very nice people come and clean them up, and then they grind up the stump, and then,
Well, we lost some this yesterday, actually, with the storm that came.
Yeah.
So, it's happening regularly.
yeah.
And if
so-
y'all haven't checked out coolgreentrees.org, that's a project that's going across the county, but it's based here in Birmingham, started with seed money from the Jefferson County Health Department that is planting in neighborhoods that invite them in, trees bigger than I am, in selected locations where they have buy-in from the neighborhood and people are willing to watch over the trees and water them if necessary. But it's a great program, and it's way too big for me to explain, but it's certainly something, another good tree news item going on in the city right now.
See, I'm making you use your 5 minutes.
Yes, you are.
Counselor Clark?
Yeah, I want to thank you all for coming and celebrating our participation as a Tree City for 31 years. I do think we need a lot of community awareness around the importance of trees, especially for climate resiliency. I think that because trees get old and a lot of our trees in Western Birmingham are mature, and, you know, people fear trees falling, and we get a lot of requests to remove trees from private property, which, you know, they also save us on our energy bills because they shade our houses. So, but I think tree maintenance is so expensive, so many people can't properly maintain trees, and I know I probably don't properly maintain my own trees. And every rain event, I'm picking up sticks off the ground from dead parts of the tree that came down with the storm. But I do think trees are vital for our sustainability, and we've got to appreciate trees and all vegetation more. And I'm not really putting a plug in for not mowing those lots, but we got a lot of herbicides on this agenda today. And so it breaks my heart that we have to manage vegetation with chemicals because, you know, it's growing faster than we can keep up with it. And people really don't appreciate the wild vegetation and the benefits it brings. So just want to say, if you have a public awareness campaign, please give us materials. If you don't have one, I would be interested in investing in more public awareness
So,
of the importance of trees.
yeah, I'll leave my card with whoever you tell me to, and we can follow up on that, because we do have the Forestry Commission. We're a two-man operation for urban forestry for the whole state, so we're spread kind of thin. But we do have some educational materials and programs, and I even got a little bit of outreach and education giveaways last week. You can't call that swag because we're not allowed to spend state dollars on that. It was a grant. But tell me to whom to give my card, and I will happily do that. Okay. That's right. This is Juan Merriweather. He's our work unit manager who covers Jefferson, Shelby, Blunt, and Holman counties. And he's your local forester. And as he said, we do school programs on all kinds of topics, fire prevention, trees, and the benefits of trees. So now that he's here, I'm going to get his card to you, too. Thank you. All right. She'll take it. All right. Thank you, guys.
Thank you, Mr. Smith. I really appreciate your work.
Councilor Quinn.
Yes, sir.
I just wanted to also say thank you to Katie. I got a chance to actually meet her while planting trees over in the Collegeville neighborhood with the Cool Green Trees program. And like Councilor Clark said, it does offer a lot of different benefits, cooling your home, but also, placemaking, as well as, reduction in flooding, which is something that, all neighborhoods can definitely say they can benefit from having these trees to soak up a lot of this water. And so just wanted to say thank you as well, because she helped me to dig my first hole to drop my tree. So.
All right. Thank you. Next up, we have a presentation from Councilor Woods.
Good morning. This time I want to invite Mr. Harold Houston and all those who are here to support him today to come on up. Mr. Houston is retiring. All right, like I said, we're excited. I just want to take a moment to express our deepest gratitude for the over 26 years of dedicated service and unwavering. I left off as 2 months and 17 days. Okay. No. Short. Chaz, make sure you note that. It's that last check. All right. But yeah, with your patience, tireless effort, and compassion that you've shown in our neighborhood have just made a tremendous impact in our neighborhood associations. Every neighborhood in my district that you've represented has been ecstatic with everything that you brought to the table. Everything you told us that you were going to do, you always did it. You came through. We were able to count on that. Your work has just been more than just a job. It's been a calling, whether you're through your hands-on involvement in community projects or your ability to get a no to a yes. You made our community a better place to live. We're incredibly grateful for the countless hours that you've spent making a difference, for your unwavering dedication, your positive change you've inspired in all of us. Your passion and commitment have set a high standard for all of us, and we're committed to continuing the work that you've so selflessly begun. As you retire this Friday, please know that your contributions will never be forgotten, and you will always be cherished as a vital part of our community story. We wish you all the best in your retirement, and may it be filled with joy and relaxation and whatever else you got planned. So we're excited to have you here today to honor you. I know we have a couple other people that want to make some comments, and then we'll make you come to the mic too. I know you don't like to be in the front, but we're gonna get you today.
Good morning, everyone. Well, this is a sad week for us, but we know that we'll continually be in touch with Mr. Houston. Harold has been a tremendous asset to our division. He's the MacGyver of our division, so whatever we need, we know he has the connection, and we know he has the resource to get it done. He'll be greatly missed, and I don't know, I'm not gonna say anymore because I might tear up, but we, immediately following this, we have a small reception on 2 if you'd like to come through and get some refreshments, but he will be missed, and we can never replace Harold Houston. I'm gonna turn it over to Miss Sandra.
Good morning. Um, he loves what he does with the city of Birmingham. I'm constantly reminded of that every day, what he does for the community. And I know if he could take on all 99 communities, he would have. But I love what he do. I love him. So it's going to be difficult having him at home. But I'll still be over there at the county. I'll still be at work, so I know he's gonna, so y'all just look for him to be here sometime. He hadn't really gotten it out of his system yet, so give him another year or so maybe, and he might get it out of his system. But I'm glad that he was honored today because I know what he does and what he loves doing. And thank you all.
Good morning. I've been waiting for this day, but not really, because I haven't fully accepted that he's retiring. Harold Houston, I text, call, email him every day. It's a ritual. And he always answer, he always reply. He has given me enough tools in my toolbox to be a better leader, a better person, a better friend. I will miss him. I don't know who gonna fill your shoes, but like your wife said, I got a whole year to get used to you not being around. You are awesome, CRR. Your whole team. I don't know which one of you all are gonna get Pine or Vista, but it's gonna be rough. Thank you, Miss Houston, for loaning us your husband. I know he probably says my name in his sleep, but my husband tells me the same. Harold, Harold, Harold. But I'm going to miss you, Harold. I think we all are. You're awesome.
Good morning, everybody. Harold has been very instrumental in the Kilo Springs Neighborhood Association. Currently, he's not my CRR, but I still have a relationship with Harold. Harold, you will be greatly missed. And again, I can't, I'm very sad for this day as well as with the city. But again, you will be very well missed and continue to do the outstanding things that you have set your heart to do. Again, Kilo Springs will miss you.
On behalf of the Birmingham City Council, as well as the Mayor Randall Whitman concur in his absence, we want to give you this resolution so that you can remember us as well.
I want to thank each and one of you, all of y'all. Also, I got a great team here. You know, they awesome too. You know, like we got Herman, Stone, Jason, Deja, Flo, Melanie, Alice, Andre. Did I miss somebody? Oh, Sierra. They great, and like I enjoy working with them and everything. I told them if they need anything, they can always come to me. You know, like even though I have some connections with the county, in the city, and other municipalities and everything, I'm kind of choked up right now. So it's kind of my words right now. So you know, but like I enjoyed this, and like I say, I enjoyed serving with the city and the mayor and the mayor's staff, and I just enjoy doing what I do. So that's all I have.
Councilor Clark?
Yes, I just want to congratulate Harold because he was my colleague 24 years ago. He was in the mailroom and just brought light, spread light all around City Hall. So it doesn't matter what you're doing, you're always bringing light to your work. And I had a chance to encounter you in the Druid Hills neighborhood that I was covering for my, private work. But that neighborhood could really be hard to please, but you had them wrapped around your finger. So I just want to commend you. It sounds like you did that everywhere you went. So congratulations.
Councilor Smitherman.
Thank you, Mr. President. So, Mr. Houston was one of my CRRs, and you cannot leave us, Mr. Houston, because I really do think he had all the hard neighborhoods, because I know one of my neighborhoods, I used to be looking at Mr. Houston like, how you going to answer that? Because one of us got to answer the question. But I know you guys aren't really a part of our staff, but I kind of feel like it is. I really feel like I kind of have really a teammate in neighborhood meetings with you all, because you guys really support us, and you usually take a no and take it to a yes. And so, I don't think we praise you all enough for your work, because that's really hard. You guys, so local government, we're the closest ones that touch people. And I think you guys maybe even sit in their backyard, right? Because you guys do everything for them. You do their paperwork, you help them with flyers, anything you can think of. So I just really want to thank you for your work. We're going to miss you, and come back around to a fun day or something, come visit us. So thank you for what you do. I hope retirement is good to you. Thank you.
Council Pro Tem Alexander.
Well, thank you very much, Mr. President. Mr. Houston, I just want to say I truly appreciated the support that you gave me in the neighborhoods that when you worked for those neighborhoods in District 7 when I first became a member of the City Council. As Councilor Smitherman has said, some neighborhood meetings could get contentious and the questions they were asking, and just looking for all that information from us. And you, as well as the other CRRs, I just want to thank you all for the support that you give us in each of our neighborhood meetings. I would not be able to do it without some of you that are part of our D7 neighborhoods. I look at Ms. Benson, I look at Flo, I just look at everybody, and I'm just truly grateful. And you represent the work that they all do. And in seeing you retiring, I want to say for your wife, I know when they talk about when the husband comes home, he's at work, he's retired and you're working, and you're kind of thinking, now what's he doing while I'm away, and doing all these things that these little honey-do lists. So we want to be sure you get those honey-do lists and then you work them. But I just want to say from the bottom of my heart, thank you for the support you gave me when I first came on board, and the help that you gave to the neighborhoods that I served. And I wish you a great retirement. Thank you.
Mr. President. Mr. President.
Yes, sir.
So very briefly, I want to, on behalf of Mayor Woodfin, thank Councilor Woods for this recognition of Mr. Houston. And obviously, the mayor's desire would be to salute all of our retirees. However, we want to be very respectful of the council's meeting and not take up too much time. But we are honored when we get the chance to celebrate one of our team members. And so to Mr. Houston, who's obviously a gentle giant, he's a quiet spirit who gets the job done. We want to thank you for all that you have done over the years. And we want to thank, I think it's been stated, we want to thank your wife for sharing you with the city. And we hope that you commit to retirement and enjoying this time, because you deserve it. And we'll simply say, as you ride off into the sunset, well done, thy good and faithful servant. We appreciate you and we're proud of you.
Yeah, thank you.
I'd like to move the resolution, or call for unanimous consent.
Second.
All in favor, let it be known by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed?
Move the resolution.
Second.
All in favor, let it be known by saying aye.
Aye.
All opposed?
And resolution passes. Okay, so we'll get back to our agenda. I'll read the statement of conduct of business. All items designated as consent are routine and non-controversial and will be approved by one motion. All items on the consent agenda will be announced by reading the item numbers only. No separate discussion of these items will be permitted unless a council member or the mayor requests the item be removed from the consent agenda. Additionally, a citizen interested in addressing the council with respect to an item on the consent agenda designated for public hearing may request the item be removed from the consent agenda to hold the hearing on the item. Any items removed from the consent agenda will revert to its normal place on the agenda order of business. For remaining matters, all matters of permanent operation will be read and all public hearings will be announced. Mr. Clerk, could we read through our items on our consent agenda?
Yes, sir. Our consent agenda starts on page 2 with item 1. Let me skip over to page 15. We have item 2 on consent. Page 16, item 3 is on consent. Page 20, item 4 is on consent. Page 27, item 5 is on consent. Page 28, item 6 is on consent. Page 32, item 7 is on consent. Then on page 35, pick back up with the consent agenda with items 9, 10, and 11. Page 36, items 12, 13, and 14 are on consent. Page 37, items 15, 16, 17, and 18 are on consent. Page 38, items 19, 20, 21, and 22 are on consent. Page 39, items 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, and 28 close out the consent agenda.
All right. Do any members of the council wish to add or remove items from the consent agenda? Councilor Clark.
Thank you, Mr. President. Yes, I'd like to ask that item 15 be removed from the consent agenda, just to hear more about it.
That's page 37, item 15. Any others?
Number 11, I'm just curious what it is. I mean, it doesn't have to come off. It's just, it's for civil costs? It's a grant from someone for civil costs?
Item 11 is a drug nuisance abatement team recovery.
I see. Okay, thank you.
Councilor Clark, can that remain on the consent agenda?
Yes.
Okay. All right. Items 1 through 7 are marked public hearing. Do any members of the public wish to remove one of our public hearing items that's marked as consent from the agenda? Seeing none, Mr. Clerk, we're ready for the vote on the consent agenda.
Motion, please.
Second.
Okay, I'm sorry, Ms. Smith. And the second was by?
I think there was
I didn't hear, I missed it.
And then I was second.
Okay.
right. You get it?
I have it, yes, sir. Give me
Okay.
one second. If I can get it to come back up. Okay, give me one sec, I got it. All right, ready now. All in favor, let it be known by saying aye.
Aye.
All opposed, say nay.
All right, the consent agenda passes. First item, Mr. Clerk.
All right, should be item number 8. Item 8, an ordinance authorizing the mayor to execute, authorizing the mayor upon receipt of payment in the amount of $5,491.08 to execute a quitclaim deed to Charles White for the sale of property legally described as Southeast Lots 15 and 16, Block 13F, Inslee, 2nd, and map book, page 4-3, in the Office of the Judge of Probate, Jefferson County, Alabama, parcel ID 22-0-31-2-5-6, city account 5729, and located at 610 14th Street, Birmingham, Alabama 35218, which was acquired by the city upon foreclosure of municipal improvement liens in accordance with section 3-1-4C of the General Code of the City of Birmingham. And it's an item of permanent operation on the UC to pass today.
Second.
Moore, all right.
It's Moore and Abbott.
All right, Councilmember Abbott.
Aye.
Councilmember Clark. Aye. Councilmember Moore. Aye. Councilmember Smithman.
Aye.
Councilmember Tate. Aye. Councilmember Woods. Aye. Council Pro Tem Alexander. Aye. Council President O'Quinn.
Aye.
All right, motion on the item, please.
I move approval.
Second.
Item is before you.
Abbott and Smotherman. Any discussion on this item? If not, we're ready for the vote.
All right, all in favor, let it be known by saying aye.
Aye.
All opposed, say nay.
All right, that item passes. I believe our next item is number 15.
Item 15. Item 15. A resolution accepting and approving the bid of Birmingham Recycling and Recovery LLC, Birmingham for recycling services for recovered materials. As needed at unit prices on file in the office of the purchasing agent for a period of 3 years for the Public Works Department, this being the lowest bid submitted. Motion, please.
Second.
All right, item is before you.
Clark and Abbott. Councilor Clark, did you have a question?
I was just wondering if you could just give us an overview. Are we renewing with the same vendor, hiring a new vendor, or doing anything different?
Good evening.
perhaps?
Good evening.
Yes, ma'am. So it's just a renewal of the existing bid for the current vendor. Yes, ma'am. Nothing different.
Director Yates, is BRR providing the same rates as they have previously?
So when I reviewed the bid, yes, sir, they were the same rates that they had previously bid.
Just so the public knows, what are those rates on recycling?
I don't have the specific rate in front of me, but it's roughly $50 a ton for clean recyclable and $110 a ton for contamination.
Right. So, again, for the public's information, what constitutes contamination on recyclables?
Anything placed in your recyclable materials that is not washed out, is not thoroughly cleaned, not accepted by the recycler, such as glass, things of that nature, be considered contamination.
And currently, BRRs, or our curbside recycling collection, if I remember correctly, the only recyclables that are acceptable are number ones and twos, plastic, and aluminum cans and tin cans. Is that right?
Cardboard, paper products as well, I believe, are also accepted.
That's right. Yeah, cardboard and paper products. All right. Any other questions? Councilor Abbott.
Yeah, when I toured the recycling operation over there, they told us that wet paper was not acceptable. Is that still true? Because when it rains and you have those open bins, since we haven't received our new recycling bins yet with the lids, when it rains, everything in your bin gets wet. So we get charged $150 a ton for them to throw out everything that's wet.
So the paper products are contaminated if they do become wet or any type of substances on them. It usually contaminates them. The other products typically fine if they get wet, but the paper products are contaminated if they're wet.
Yeah, and I don't think most people know that. That if you put your recycle bin out with newspaper or cardboard in it and it rains, it's ruined. And we get charged triple for getting rid of it because they just send it to the dump and fill up the landfill with it. So I think that the average citizen has no idea that when they put their recycle out, they're wasting their time if it rains. And I think that we need to hurry up and get our bins with lids to whoever's ears that needs to fall on, because a lot of us spend a lot of time on recycling. We're cutting up our cardboard to make sure it fits in the bin and all that stuff. And then you have a rainstorm and you're sitting in your house knowing that your recycling is ruined and that the city's going to pay 3 times as much to get rid of it, which seems pretty dumb if you think about it. I try not to think about it, but I do. And the only thing you can do with those lovely bins that we have is if you have old campaign signs. They make very good lids, but you have to put a brick on them because they blow away when the storm comes. And I always wonder what happens to those of us who put a lid on it and everybody else doesn't, and our dry stuff gets thrown in with their wet stuff, and then does the whole truckload go to the dump?
No, ma'am, it's sorted at the facility, and so if it's wet at the facility, they'll remove it for contamination. If it's dry, then they'll process it.
Well, yours might be dry when it goes in, but after it's in with everybody else's wet, it may be wet anyway. So let's hurry up.
Councilor
y'all.
Clark.
Yeah, I'm sort of with Councilor Abbott. I spend a lot of time washing plastic and drying it like it's dishes, right? And so it won't get my paper wet. But I drive my recycling to a recycling facility because I'm not sure it's going to be recycled after all my effort. So that's just my lack of faith in your recycling function. I'm sorry, but it is. It's a confession. Because I do put a lot of effort into it. And so, but it's a hassle. It's even more hassle to drive it around, so.
Believe we're ready for the vote.
We'll let it be known by saying aye.
Aye.
All opposed, say nay.
All right, that item passes. Ms. Clark, is that our last item?
29.
29.
Just information purposes, pursuant to the provisions of section 2-3-27D of the General Code of the City of Birmingham as amended, the Office of the City Attorney hereby gives notice to the City Council of the final judgment rendered in favor of the plaintiffs, Sanford Building Company, LLC versus City of Birmingham in the Circuit Court of Jefferson County, Alabama, case number CV 2021-900674, in the amount of $45,164.18, which includes attorney fees and interest. Copies which are included herewith. It is the intent of the Office of the City Attorney to satisfy the judgment in full with funds to come from account number 1-28-16-534-13.
All right, thank you. We'll now move on to our district announcements. Councilor Woods.
Thank you, Mr. President. A few announcements. Really excited. I think last year I joined, became a fellow with E Pluribus Unum, President Pro Tem Alexander previously went through that program. And so this Thursday, we're kicking off our environmental impact project. Our project is called The Power of One. It's aimed at removing litter, diverting litter, educating the community around some of the negative fallout behind litter. And so we're kicking that off. It's going to be exciting this Thursday, May 30th from 5 to 7 p.m. at the Springville Road Library. And so it'll be a short presentation, but just an opportunity to meet partners, get engaged, check out some cool experiments. And so we're excited to kind of kick this off and get this project going. Also, the Magic City Showcase will be on Saturday, June 8th. That is our high school football combine at Legion Field. Registration closes this Thursday, May 30th. And so make sure all your high school athletes get registered. Great opportunity to come out and compete. Utilizing the new app, they'll be able to have access to all of their times in each event. And so just excited to come back out for year number 4. Man, I got to spread out. I get a little bit too much going on in June. But also June 15th, Saturday, June 15th, the Man Up Breakfast is back 2024. That's going to be at the Birmingham Crossplex. It's going to be pretty cool. We've got some exciting things on tap this year. You can register at bhmdistrict1.com/manupbreakfast. Go ahead and get your RSVP in, but go ahead and mark that date, Saturday, June 15th at the Birmingham Crossplex. Thank you, Mr. President.
All right, thank you. Councilor Tate.
Thank you, Mr. President. Fountain Heights Neighborhood Association will be held tonight, 6 p.m. at the Fountain Heights Rec Center. Dolomite Neighborhood Association also will meet tonight, and they meet on conference call at 6 p.m. You can dial in at 720-843-2669, code 378-9426. Central Pratt Neighborhood will meet virtually on next Monday at 6 p.m. And Sherman Heights neighborhood meeting will be held virtually, or you can come in person on June the 3rd at 6 p.m. at Morningstar Christian Church, and that's located at 1600 Slayton Avenue, or you can dial in at 952-206-4918, passcode 223-418. The next public safety meeting will be held on June the 11th at 1 o'clock in the council chambers. Please submit agenda items by email June the 5th, no later than 12 noon, to patrice.collins@birminghamal.gov or gregory.stanley@birminghamal.gov. Thank you, Mr. President.
Thank you. Pro Tem Alexander.
Thank you, Mr. President. These are announcements for District 2 in Councilor Williams' absence. He wanted me to remind everyone of the fishing rodeo that will be held June 8th from 7 a.m. to 1 p.m. at East Lake Park. So mark your calendars, June 8th, the fishing rodeo, East Lake Park. These are the announcements for District 7. Today, there's bulk trash pickup is scheduled for the Powderly neighborhood. Friday, May 31st, the Garden Highlands Neighborhood Association will meet at 4 p.m. at Mount Hilliard Baptist Church. Those are all the announcements. Thank you, Mr. President.
All right, thank you. Councilor Smitherman.
Thank you, Mr. President. The next Budget and Finance, we will have a special call Budget and Finance meeting today at 11:30 in Conference Room D and E. The next regular scheduled Budget and Finance meeting will be on June 10th at our regular time at 3:30 p.m. in the council chambers. The annual Titusville Day will be held on Saturday, June 1st at Memorial Park beginning at 1 to 5 p.m. There will be food and a host of other activities. The event is free to the public, and I think they're having a public marker ceremony as well before that. And then also, even though it's not Friday yet, I would like to say congratulations to my nephew, Noah Smitherman. He'll be graduating from the 8th grade from W. Christian, and he will be continuing on the legacy of Smitherman's, going to Ramsey in the fall. So thank you, Mr. President.
All right, thank you. Councilor Abbott.
Thank you, Mr. President. The next Planning and Zoning Committee meeting is scheduled for Wednesday, June 12th at 3:30 p.m. here in the council chambers. We have 2 openings on the Zoning Board of Adjustment, one for a construction contractor and one for a supernumerary. Deadline for submission is June 15th. Please submit your resumes to valerie.abbott@birminghamal.gov. We have one neighborhood association meeting tonight. That is at Redmont Park. They meet at the Botanical Gardens in the auditorium at 5 p.m. If you have concerns or issues that you see in Birmingham, calling 311 is a good thing to do, or download and use the My BHAM 311 app. People have asked about See-Click Fix, and basically My BHAM 311 is a customized version of See-Click Fix, so you can use either one. They both still work. And we ask residents of District 3 to visit our website for additional information about things that are going on in Birmingham, and that is www.bhamdistrict3.com. Thank you, Mr. President.
Thank you, Councilor Moore.
Thank you, Mr. President. Last Tuesday, we were able to activate a traffic light over at Treadwell and Tarrant Huffman Road. It was badly needed. And for years, residents have, been working to get this light placed here. And so I want to say thank you to the Birmingham Department of Transportation, Mr. James Fowler, as well as the Airport Hills community, President Ms. Cynthia Nobles, and the leadership of the Bruman Heights Neighborhood Association as well. This traffic light is one more step to making Birmingham a little bit more safer. And so to anybody who has, driven on that road, they definitely understand the importance of being able to have some type of calming in that space so that it provides you with some type of assurance that you won't end up in an accident or in a harmful situation. So definitely want to say thank you to the mayor and his team. Last week I also got a chance to go over to the Birmingham Airport Authority and, see the unveiling of the new mural that was released over there of Dr. Fred Shuttlesworth. And so or Reverend Fred Shuttlesworth, I'm sorry. So that was, a very monumental occasion. I know Councilor Smitherman also had an opportunity to be there as well. And so I just want to say thank you to the team and to anybody that goes to the airport. Make sure you take a picture in front of the mural. It's a beautiful addition to our city. We have a couple of neighborhood associations taking place next week. Collegeville will take place on Monday at 6 p.m. at the Greater New Antioch Baptist Church. Brownsville Heights, as well as Maple Grove, will also take place on Monday at 6 p.m. at Brownsville Heights Community Center. The Community Development Committee will meet on June 5th in the council chambers at 2 p.m. All submissions are due by Wednesday, May 29th, to adaris.may@birminghamal.gov. And the Park and Recreation Board will also meet on June 5th at 9 a.m. at Legion Field. Thank you.
All right, thank you. Councilor Clark.
Thank you, Mr. President. And Councilor Abbott, I had to look up supernumerary. I thought it was a qualification, but it's really like just an extra body. Okay.
It's for when we don't have a quorum,
Okay.
which happens a lot.
Okay. Because I was thinking, boy, I was thinking it had to be a really good mathematician or something. But anyway, in District 8 announcements, the Bush Hills neighborhood will meet today at 6:30 at the Bush Hills Connection Complex. That's the former Woodrow Wilson School in the community room. And the address is 1030 4th Terrace West. And you can park off the alley in the rear of the building. Additionally, this Saturday, Bush Hills will host a neighborhood cleanup from 8 a.m. to 11 a.m., starting at the Alma Dennis Park. Please join us as we continue to beautify our neighborhoods. Also note that Bama Health, our great health food store on Betjeman Superhighway, is hosting the Community Health and Wellness Experience on Saturday, June 1st, from 12:30 to 3:30 at the Central Park Rec Center. There will be interactive learning sessions, giveaways, tastings, and more. I need all of my colleagues on the City Council and anyone within the sound of my voice to register and volunteer for a Habitat of Humanity build, new builds, 2 new builds we're going to work on Saturday, June 8th from 9 a.m. to 3 p.m. This is happening in the Rising West Princeton neighborhood near Rickwood Field. And all are welcome to volunteer. No skills are needed. All the tools and materials, safety training and such is provided. But you do need to register. We're trying to get 50 volunteers to do 2 new builds. You can go to HFHGB, that stands for Habitat for Humanity of Greater Birmingham. So the registration site is hfhgb.volunteermatrix.com. And you can use the access code NEIGHBOR to sign up. And there's a few waivers to sign on there and other important information like the exact address of the volunteer location. So finally, I want to again reiterate and send congratulations to Birmingham Southern's baseball team as they head to the NCAA Division III College World Series. And we thought the biggest story in baseball this year would be MLB at Rickwood, but the Panthers are giving them a run for their money. So please join them this evening for the block party send-off at Tasty Town at 5:30. And be sure to watch them take the diamond on Friday, May 31st, the same day as BSC officially ceases operations. Anyway, what a finale. That concludes my remarks. Thank you.
Councilor Smitherman.
I'm sorry. I totally forgot. She helped me to remember Birmingham Southern. I was able to attend their last graduation this past Friday, and my dad got honorary doctorate as well as JABO. I didn't know the mayor was getting one as well, and it was just it was so amazing. It really felt very magical. It made me, I think all of us have graduated from some institution at one point or another, and really made me feel back to college when you had a giddy feeling about, finally getting with your degree and with your friends. And between the closing ceremony and the graduation, Council Clark, I got sad. Almost as if, they almost made me feel like I went to Birmingham Southern after at the end of everything. But I thought about Hampton, for example, and how I would feel if my school closed. And it really, really, I don't have another word other than sad. It really, really just really hurt my heart, honestly, that, and seeing them going out to the quad for the last time after the closing ceremony, knowing they wouldn't have that place again. But I just really, really want to thank Birmingham Southern for all they've done for the city. They have had so many graduates, because y'all, I think 2 of my doctors went to Birmingham Southern. I was like, y'all went to Birmingham Southern? But I really do, a lot of the great leaders of Birmingham and this region went to Birmingham Southern. So I want to thank the school for all they've done, and I just really hope the best for all of the alumni that are coming, that have been out there. I hope they do the best. And I thought it was really cool how they took different parts of the school and gave it to Daniel Coleman, and they gave it to another professor. And we were joking at the house saying, now the baseball coach couldn't take the trophy home with him because there's nowhere else to go. But yeah, so I'm hoping whatever school gets that campus really takes the tradition and legacy on at Birmingham Southern. So thank you, Mr. President.
All right, thank you. Yes, it was, I just want to, while we're talking about Birmingham Southern, I just want to thank them again for honoring the council last Thursday night and recognizing us for, trying. So that was a beautiful ceremony. In District 5, we have the Crestwood North Neighborhood Association will meet tonight at 6:30 p.m. at Girls Inc. The Transportation and Infrastructure Committee will meet Monday, June 11th at 2 p.m. If you have any submissions, please contact Kimberly Phillips at kimberly.phillips@birminghamal.gov. The East Lake Farmers Market, sponsored by Pier Inc., takes place every Saturday, 8 a.m. to noon at the East Lake United Methodist Church until the second Saturday of October. The Children's Theater Summer Park Series has started and will feature a theatrical production of The Wind in the Willows. This is a free series that will take place at parks across the city to include Avondale Park, Inslee Park, Willowwood Park, Memorial Park, and Don Hawkins Park until June 22nd. For more information, please visit www.bct123.org. Applications are open for the Jones Valley Teaching Farm High School paid internship program for Birmingham City School students. This opportunity is open to rising 11th and 12th graders and is for the 2024-2025 school year. For additional information, please visit www.jvtf.org or call 205-453-7268. And I just want to give out a shout out to my former chief of staff, Miss Earlene Prince, who is celebrating her birthday today. And with that, I think we're ready for our speakers.
Reginald Craig.
Good morning.
Good morning to the council,
Yes.
to the city, the public. I just want to have a few things I would.
Please speak into the mic so we can hear you.
I say good morning to the councilors, the city, and the public. I have a few things I would like to issue. I've been living in Birmingham all my life, and it's an area on Second Court North. Man, people, I took pictures of it. The guys are, they're taking trash and they're throwing it on the ground. You know what I'm saying? And I got his tag number, a guy, white guy. And he kind of made me look bad. And I said, man, ain't no right in that. there's no right in you putting this trash here at this church. Somebody done paid you already to take the trash, and you're gonna put it here. Ain't no right in that, man. You know what I'm saying? I think we should get some cameras around here. They're doing it regular. Then on Second, between First and Second Avenue North, where the junkyard is, they got the spikes coming up out the ground. If you drive your tire across there, man, you get a flat tire, you know. And, you know, the railroad tracks, it runs from First Avenue all the way to Rickwood Field, you know. And we can't get these spikes from out the ground. Ain't no right in that, man. You know what I'm saying? You know, if, they're taking the tires from the Mexican place and they're stacking them and they're putting them in areas. I've told people about this several times. Car tires. You go buy a used tire, it costs $40 to get a tire. You just bust your tire on the track. Ain't no right in that, man. You know what I'm saying? It's no right in that. You know, Miss Smithman, your father and mother, I know them. They know me personally. You know, tell them I love them. They did a great job in Titusville. I'm from Titusville, Loveman's Village to Illerton and Smithfield. You know, it's just no right in there. You know what I'm saying? And we need cameras up. The cameras will pay for themselves. You know, it'll pay for these people. You know, it's no right in there, man. You know, so we only have two choices. We can stand up, lay down and be weak, or we can stand up and be strong. I'm not coming here to argue or something, but we need to do something about this, you know. And I thank y'all for listening. Y'all have a good day.
Councilor Smitherman?
Yes. Hey, how you doing? So that used to be a part of my district before we did the redistricting, and we did actually put a camera up. I don't want to say where, but we do have a camera up that did monitor that. But you are totally right. I think I had that area for probably 3 years, and we would turn it in, and they would start trashing back up.
Every time you clean it,
Every time you clean it up, yes. And we didn't necessarily go through it, but we did sometimes see people's names over there. So, but I do want you to know the mayor's office, every time we've turned it in, when I did have that area, they would clean it back up. But maybe that's something else. We may need to have more cameras over there or something. I agree with you, but I don't want you to think that, nobody's doing that. It's just, I don't know what it is about people just dumping over
when
there.
she was in her district, the young lady back there, I told her about it, you know, and she said, you know, I went to talk to Gwendolyn Devan about it. Ms. Devan told me to come here, you know, with the city, you know. So, you know, it's need to be something did about it. Those railroad tracks and stuff, you know, y'all don't go through that way, you know. And then I'm retired. I don't live that way. You know, I go help these old people. That's what I do. My wife and I, we live in Eastland area, you know. But there's some people unfortunate, you know, I'm telling you, there's some people I know that I raised up with. I hadn't forgotten where I come from. And it's no right in, you know, Broad Street Church for them people to do. This constantly happens. It's not all the time. These tires are here. When you move them, one day, the Mexicans come back and they pack hundreds of tires there. Ain't no right in that, man. You know what I'm saying? There's no right in that, you know. And I could sit there. I see people studying. I can write the tag number down. I don't need no money for that. You know, God is good to me. He takes care of me. I go to Bethel Baptist Church, Dr. T.L. Lewis. I transitioned to the movement. Ain't no right in that, man. You know, it's just no right in these things, you know. And, you know, y'all don't see it, you know, and I have cancer. You know, I'm on a split budget income. My wife worked for the Social Security, but ain't no right in that, man, you know. And you talking about the city. Certain areas of the city, y'all don't even look at it. And it's been happening for years and years and years.
Illegal dumping is.
I remember I talked to you on the camera when you had those apartments built across Titusville. But that's your mother's area. That was your area. But we're talking about coming back a little farther than that. That's not your area.
Yes,
You understand? But it's all of our areas. It's not only your area, it's all of our areas.
You're
know?
completely correct.
And we need to do something about that. You know?
I agree.
But I won't come back no more. You know, this is the first time I've been there. I went to Montgomery with Dr. Lewis and, you know, in a session to the house. And they was talking about the minimum wage law. I worked for the Board of Education for 29 years. Minimum wage is $7. You know, they said, well, we can't do nothing about it. Pastor Lewis told them, say, there's more poor white folks than there are poor black folks. And, you know, they put it up to $10, you know. That ain't no money for a man. You know, you have to struggle because, you know, but when you want us to vote for you all, we come out and we vote, we come and do whatever you all ask us to do. I volunteer, I don't look for no money, but just do some things to these poor people. It's some poor people for real. It's some poor black folks. We got people sleeping in the neighborhood over there. Those apartments you turn out, they got tents and stuff sleeping in. Ain't no right in that, man. You know, ain't no right in that.
Well, the apartments are down, but
apartments gone.
that's why we took them down.
They're
'Cause,
gone.
Yeah,
But
yeah,
people
they're
done
gone.
put tents, huh?
Yeah, the squatters.
Down there where that tile place at on Center Street, those, where that roofing place was, it done burnt down 3-4 times. That place needs to be gone. You know what I'm saying? They got a man out there watching, keeping people from going in there. It's something in there they're watching for. It's something in that roofing place. Because they have a security guard out there watching. That place needs to be gone from there, man. You got people sleeping in these buildings. Ain't no right in that, man. And it's, you know, I'm just one man opinion. I love you, love you, love you. But we
Mr.
need to do
Craig.
something about it.
Yes,
I
sir.
appreciate that Representative Gavan sent you to come talk to us, but I would challenge you to go back to her and talk to her about the tire disposal fee.
Now, she said she's gonna try to do something about these railroad tracks. The tire disposal streets, the tires, you know, the tires, you know, come from Third Avenue.
Yeah,
West.
but part of the reason why people, you know, are dumping tires is because we have a tire disposal fee
Yeah,
here
yeah,
in
that's right.
Alabama. And so, you know, those
Talk
guys
to
that
her
are
about
changing
that.
the tires, it's an economics thing. So, you know, if there was a, the state legislature has the authority to change the economics on used tires.
Yes.
So that it's less of a dumping issue. So again, I would challenge you to go back to Representative Gavan and challenge her to, you know, address that part of the issue
I'll do
because,
that.
you know, it is a big problem here in the city.
Yeah, I'll do that.
Thank you, sir.
Okay.
All right, next
And
speaker.
thank y'all for listening.
William R. Muhammad.
William R. Muhammad, 411 Lorraine Street. I wanted to come to speak to the council concerning your historic underutilized business resolution, which is one of the greatest things that any council has ever done, in my opinion. But I want to say to you that that resolution is being tried because the BJCC in building their amphitheater has a policy that they would strive for 30% participation of hubs in that. So the resolution called for some steps to be put forward. The first step was that bid documents had to be released 30 days prior to the deadline for invitation to bid. That happened in the 12th hour, and then it was changed 4 times after that. So they violated the contract. They supposed to have a meeting 21 days prior to the deadline with hub contractors. That did not happen. And then also, they supposed to make a good faith effort if they found out that they wasn't at 30%, according to your wonderful resolution, to do something to develop packages to where they could meet this, not combine projects, not doing stuff like, well, we're gonna take out the soft costs. That's unheard of. Nobody do that. If the bidder bid at 46 million, then how you gonna take out his soft costs and then try to come up with 30% of it minus his soft costs and then end up only hitting 20? So I'm saying that the BJCC has a history, to my knowledge. I was up here when Mr. Snyder came up that time to talk about building the football field, and he presented numbers. Ain't nobody got those numbers yet. So I don't know how we dealing in subterfuge, but we've entered into a new territory when you sign a contract. You can't do that subterfuge. You can't say we did this much and nobody is there to see if there's compliance with what you've done. So we had to find somebody. I'm asking for the council to help, but if you can't help, we have to find somebody who will see what was done. Good faith, effort, strive, all that. You got to tell somebody who you just can't come up and say anything to, how did you strive? You know, come before a contract is dealing with law. And I'm asking for the council to be knowledgeable of this. I don't spend a lot of time coming to you just to hear myself talking. But this is a situation that can change the whole city. And I want to say to you all, as far as HUB is concerned, anybody who comes and asks you for anything should have to have a community benefits package involved in it. They should say how underutilized business is going to participate, and we just not be the taxpayers who are used to make their businesses and their heritage grow when we get nothing. 70% of the city. Thank you.
Thank you. Next speaker.
Joseph Hope. How's everyone doing? I'm an investor in Woodlawn and a contractor in the Woodlawn neighborhood, District 4. I'm simply here to say a couple of things. Number one, I want to say thank you, Mr. Moore, not just for getting voted in, but being visible. You're always around the neighborhood. I want to tell you we appreciate you for the growing things that happen in Woodlawn. Thank you for answering the phone. You never did not answer the phone. You send a message, I call you back. You're a great councilman, and that city has been in poverty for a long time, the area, and it's coming up now. And I want to thank you for just being always around when it was down, as well as it's coming up. And we got a lot of good things going. However, the 311 thing, it's been down though due to systematic problems. But the elderly, there's 60, 70-year-old people that I talk to regularly because we help cut the grass and fix the house and stuff. They can't call. And so now the police, now that the area is growing, Woodlawn's growing, we see them coming to clean up dogs. That's all well good because we've been calling for years. But now they're flagging people's cars. And these people don't really have nowhere to park, so they park in their front yard. I've been parking there for 20 years, and I understand from talking to somebody that this has been a city thing, a violation for years. But, you know, in areas that's poverty, those violations don't necessarily get enforced. And so now that the area's been developed, officers are coming around now, and they're flagging 80-year-old cars. I mean, the lady's 80-year-old, and her car is in the front yard, so she can park. The tag is updated, but she has nowhere to park, and so they're tagging all the cars now. All the cars has been there for 20 years, all around the whole Woodland area, East Lake, and unfortunately, there's 60-year-old people and 70-year-old people that are getting these tags, and now the tow truck's gonna come. They're scared. They call 311, but the system is down. They call 311, some people are rude. That say, hey, we're down, we can't do that for you right now. And I held the phone because some of them can't call, they don't know how to do it, so I let them talk. And I heard the lady on speaker say, well, we down, what you want us to do? And it's kind of disheartening for the people if people are sending them to 311 and they're getting talked to in such a manner and they're not getting no answers. Because I've called and 311 has been down for months. And so I'm just asking that if we're going to develop the area or any area and the system is down, please send out a letter to say, hey, we're going to come and start tagging these cars. We know they've been there forever. We're cleaning up the area. Because we want the cleanup. We want the change. We're not against change. But when laws haven't been enforced, and now they're enforced, and now tow trucks come and tags on cars, and this lady's 60, she don't know what to do. I got called, somebody help get out the yard for her. Somebody, they're kind of freaking out. And so I'm just asking if the city would grant a courtesy where a letter could be sent inside the area of 35212 and let them know, hey, we're coming in, we're about to clean up cars, we're getting you a 14-day notice. Please make a compliance for this rule. And again, I want to leave on a positive note. You're an awesome counselor. You're a great guy. Every time I see you walking through the streets, you make yourself visible for people to ask questions. That's rare. Because you'll sit there, and I don't watch you sit there for 30 minutes, and an older lady that's 70 years old just talking your ear off. I know you got somewhere to go, but you just do it, man. I want to say, man, thank you for living up to the vote that you got. Thank you all.
Thank you. All right. Want to recognize our officers on duty. This morning we have Cedric Pinkard, who's based here in City Hall, David Watley from South Precinct, and also Jarvis King from South Precinct. Thank you for being with us.
I move for adjournment.
Second.
All right, all in favor say aye. 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 Meeting adjourned.